Hi, everyone. I am John Cunningham. I'm a professor at Baylor University. Welcome to Fall Premiere 2021. So I am joined by Brianna Jamerson, who is one of our top students. She's currently in our 4+1 graduate program, which I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. The plan is for me to talk for 15 to 20 minutes or so, and then if you have any questions, you can send them and we can handle them at the end. I have contact information for both of us at the end of the slide presentation, so you're welcome to reach out after the presentation is over at any point in time. And there is our information. So what I'm going to cover today is just kind of a pretty brief summary of what our department has to offer. So I've been teaching at Baylor for 28 years, so I have a good amount of experience here. So I'm going to cover in a pretty short and sweet presentation. So the basics of our major, as far as the specifics are concerned, we have two majors that we offer: communication and communication specialist. So within the communication major, there are three different tracks that a student can pursue. Corporate communication, as you see there listed first, is the choice of over 90% of our majors. So that's a really common choice for our majors. And it's actually only about 10 years old. We've offered it as a minor for many years, but it's been a major now for about 10 years. And we've actually seen growth in our number of majors since that started, from in the 200s to now we're over 500. So we're actually the third largest major in the College of Arts and Sciences. So we're growing and growing. The rhetoric and public discourse and generalist are our two other options. The way those three, and we refer to them as tracks, so as opposed to majors, although I do tell students, I teach an interviewing class, and I have students write resumes in there, and I always recommend that they put corporate communication as their major and not just mention it as a track, because that tends to really resonate with recruiters. And for my money, that's really what their major is. Kind of communication's more of the general term. The way those three track or major choices differ is, you can see the last line there underneath number one. There's 24 upper level hours that students need to take to complete our major. There's a few required courses also that regardless of which track you're on, you have to take the required courses, like the basic public speaking class is one of those. But the way the three different tracks differ is in that 24-hour breakdown, we have a set of courses that we have deemed to be corporate communication related. We have a set of courses that are rhetoric related. And if you are a corporate communication major, 18 of the 24 upper level hours will come from the corporate communication list. If you are rhetoric and public discourse, 18 of them will come from the rhetoric and public discourse list, and then 6 for both of those, 6 from the other. And for generalist, it's half and half. So it's split out right down the middle. You take 12 from the corporate communication and 12 from rhetoric. So as I said, though, far and away, corporate comm accounts for over 90% of our majors. So communication specialist is another option as a major. For many years, we were part of the same department as film and digital media. We have split into different departments, but we still offer a communication specialist major. So it is half corporate communication classes and half film and digital media classes. It's probably most popular with students who want to go out into broadcasting, go out into work for a TV station. So because half of their classes are basically going to be in front of the camera, the film and digital media, they'll get a lot of production type experience and editing and things like that. So it really makes them very qualified overall for those types of jobs. All right, we have some really cool special programs. We started up an honors track, been 6 or 7 years now, so students can graduate with honors. You have to do some additional coursework in some of your courses to do that. We have an honors advisor that you meet with over the course of your time, so you can kind of keep track of all that. We also have an excellent debate program. I'm actually coming to you from home this morning as opposed to my office because the debaters were practicing in our building this morning, and they are very enthusiastic when they practice, and they're very boisterous. So it was hard to hear, so I ended up driving home. So if you hear a squeaking ball, that's my dog running around. So I have loud noises wherever I am. We have a Baylor in London program, so we're actually changing that up a little bit this next summer. It's going to start to be in the first summer session. It's a 5-week program. You take 6 hours of coursework. 2 of our faculty accompany a group of students over there. So awesome experience, get some coursework in and get to see the sites. We also have a Baylor in New York program, which is an entire semester long experience where students actually live and take classes and work in New York. It's a 12-hour program. 6 of the 12 hours are an internship, which our internships have been fantastic. I mean, they've had the Today Show, Good Morning America, Madison Square Garden, the Yankees, all different types of incredible experience. And I mentioned earlier, I teach interviewing. And I know if you're watching this as a high school senior or junior, this is a little far away, but the most important thing when you graduate from college, the most important thing you can have on your resume from a recruiter's perspective to make you appealing to them is relevant work experience or an internship. And plus the connections that you make in that program are awesome. So that is a little different though than the others we offer because it is an entire semester, but we have we lease 10 different apartments in an apartment building back there, and they overlook Manhattan. So pretty incredible experience, not just from living there, but also from the coursework. We do have a full-time faculty member living back there that directs the program. We have Baylor in Athens is brand new, actually has not happened yet. It will happen in the wintermester. We are one of the pilot programs. Baylor is starting up wintermester, which we've never had study abroad in a wintermester before. So it's a 10-day program. I believe you leave on January 3rd, so after New Year's, which means you can spend Christmas with your family, which is a nice thing to be able to do, and then go to Athens, Greece for 10 days. And we have one of our faculty members that just designed the program, and he's in the process of recruiting it. So this will be the first time, but Greece is definitely on my bucket list as far as one of the places I have wanted to visit. We have an honor society, Lambda Pi Eta, which is our honor society. There are particulars that you need to accomplish to be able to get in, and it's usually for juniors and seniors. You have to have a certain number of course hours, and obviously you have to meet the GPA standards. So something a little ways down the line. Also looks good on a resume though. Any academic honor societies like that always look good to recruiters. Shows you're smart. And internships. I'm actually the director of the internship program. And I just mentioned how valuable those are. You can earn up to 6 hours of internship credit. So out of those 24 hours that I talked about on the last screen, 6 hours of those can be in an internship, which internships over the last year and a half, they've been a little light with COVID. Unfortunately, there have been some fewer companies that have been bringing interns in, definitely increased the number of remote internships. But it seems to be this semester picking back up. So great experience. And I mean, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're knocking out 6 hours of coursework and you're getting relevant work experience that you can put on a resume. So that's a win-win situation. So something I recommend. It's not a required course. It's an option though, something that you can do, whether you're communication, whether you're corporate communication or rhetoric and public discourse, both sides of our major, you can still get up to 6 hours. We do have, looking farther down the line, and this is where Brianna comes into play here, we do have 2 master's programs. We have a traditional 2 years master's program, which is kind of the norm for a lot of schools. Probably 6 or 7 years ago, my memory is not wonderful. About 6 or 7 years ago, though, we started up a 4+1 graduate program. What that allows students to do is actually to start graduate coursework while they're still an undergraduate. So then they finish up their coursework, all the graduate coursework and undergraduate coursework in 1 extra year. So which, from a Baylor perspective, obviously from a tuition perspective, that's saving a year of tuition. You're basically graduating with a master's in 5 years instead of 6 years. So, which is a nice situation to be in, certainly saving a year of time and a year of money. We do have a lot of opportunities for faculty and students to engage, and this is one of the big bummers for me personally, is I love these experiences, the one-on-one experiences with students. And over the last, and I'm sure it's probably been in your high school this way too, the number of those have basically all turned to be online. So we're giving it a go this semester. The plan is to have these opportunities in person. So, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. We have a great opportunity for incoming students, this CSS 1305, which is a new student experience class with Dr. Jane Dameron, who's one of our best professors. She actually won the Collins Award for the best professor at Baylor a few years back. So in fact, we have two of out of the last 10 years, this is something the senior class votes on for the entire university. We have 2 of the last 10 years winners. So there's been 10 winners in the last 10 years, and 2 of them come from our department, which hopefully speaks about volumes about the quality of our faculty. But this new student experience is basically just for our incoming majors. So it's a great opportunity for them to connect with one another. So have a class together, have a professor, and it's all about just getting to understand Baylor. So, and also kind of giving students an opportunity to feel like they belong to a group. So, and I know some of you may want to rush fraternities and sororities, but this is a way from day one, you feel like you're a part of something special. So great opportunity. You can see the faculty mentorships, you can look at the list there, a lot of different opportunities to connect academically with faculty. So, which is a good experience for you. It's also another thing that looks really good on your resume. We have these events here. We just had one early in the semester, an ice cream social. So we did have it in person, which was nice. Pokios, which I don't know if that's something that's unique to Waco, but we have a Pokios ice cream truck that has little ice cream sandwiches with chocolate chip cookies on the outside and ice cream on the inside. So we had that out in our courtyard. So we wanted to have it outside so it was a little bit safer. So we also are planning on having in person our majors advisement meeting, which is an opportunity for our undergraduates to meet with all of the faculty and kind of pre-register for communication classes. Our classes are so popular with people outside of our major that sophomores and juniors in our major can potentially lose out to spots in classes to seniors from other majors. So we have this meeting, so it gives our students an opportunity, whether it's a freshman, sophomore, or a junior, to request spaces in their major classes, and they get spots reserved over other majors. So as a freshman, you would get a spot reserved over a senior from another major. So it's one of the ways we like to take care of our students. So, and it's because our major is so big, space definitely gets limited in classes. So it's something that I always encourage students to do basically every semester. So we have one in the fall and one in the spring, and each one is designed for the next semester. So it's a great way to get advised also from faculty. As far as big picture wise, just what you can do, we actually have a booklet that our national organization puts out called Pathways to Careers in Communication. And it answers, because we'll get students that ask, what can you do with a communication degree? Or parents that ask the same question. And, we're different from a lot of other majors. I always use accounting as the example of kind of the extreme opposite. So accounting majors kind of know exactly what they want to do when they graduate. So they have that typically narrow path that they follow, which is fine. So, but I look at a communication degree as it kind of expands the opposite way. And there's so many things that you can do. So you can look at the list here. Basically every company, and it doesn't matter, it can be a technology company, it can be an engineering firm, they all need communication specialists. They all need people with our major skill set, which is critical thinking, the public speaking, and writing ability. If you can take those 3 skills out with you into industry, you are going to be successful. So it's really an open door. And it's one of the things I like about it, because it does give students so many options and it doesn't really pigeonhole them into something very specific. All right, as far as connecting with us, we are pretty socially media driven. It's definitely not my forte. So I think for parents out there, you may be in the same boat as me. But we are active on all three of the social media platforms that you see there. I encourage you, and I know you can, I think you follow us. Brianna, if you can speak, follow us on Twitter. You guys, you savvy high school kids, you know what to do. I think the term would be to follow us on these. Yes, Brianna? Yeah. I'm showing my lack of wisdom. I'm communication, but more the public speaking side than the technology side. So, but those are three ways to follow us, and I would encourage you to do that. And then lastly, you can see contact information for Brianna, myself, our department. So, and I know you may not have questions now, but questions may come up later. So just don't hesitate, and you're welcome to send any questions in now if you do have them, and you can, between Brianna and I, one of us should be able to answer them. And if any come up later, these are the ways to reach us. Shoot us an email and we will be happy to help you. And if I don't know an answer, for example, if one of you is interested in the debate program, Dr. Matt Gerber is our debate coach, I will connect you with him. So if it's a question that I'm not able to answer, I can definitely find an answer for you. So any questions that you might have?
I have a couple questions. So how does a program with communications at Baylor, how does that differentiate between a school like TCU, for example, or UT with a much larger campus body and students and programs and things?
As far as the department is, I mean, to me, smaller is better. So comparing us specifically to UT, which I'm not going to sit here and bash UT, but they're much larger than we are, which also results in much larger classes. So we strive to have courses that are 20 students or less, 25 maximum. So it allows for a great opportunities for the students and the faculty to connect. I mean, that was one of the things I mentioned it earlier. That was the thing, I think, number one thing I missed the most during COVID is all my classes were online. And it just didn't, it was great, but it just didn't give me the opportunity to stand in front of a group of students and engage with them, which is my favorite thing to do. So I get to know all of my students at one-on-one. So have everybody's name down usually by the end of the first week. And I think that's unique to us. I don't know a ton about, I know TCU has a good communication department. I don't know a ton about their program though, but I know in comparing us to a larger school like UT, a lot of classes at UT, you're going to have triple digits in the number of students in the class with you, which some of not communication classes, but there will be classes at Baylor and basically every college that are going to have triple digits, some of the introductory courses, but in our classes, even the basic public speaking class that we have here. So most of the sections we have are very small, so 20 students, and then you typically have 10 students in your speaking group. So you're not giving speeches in front of 100 people, which would be traumatic for a lot of people. So.
Awesome. We have a question in the chat. How common is it for Baylor communication students to get a job offer from an internship, and do we have any data on this?
I've done research on this. Over a third of our students get full-time job offers from their internships. So which the offers that I'll say that again, they accept, over a third of them at 37% accept an offer from an internship. 58% of them actually have received offers, which is incredible. And that's kind of the goal of every internship is when you're selecting an internship, choose wisely. So it's maybe, try and choose a company that you think could be a good potential career option for you, because companies are wising up too. They realize if we invest more into searching for good interns and they pan out, they like us, we like them, and we offer them a full-time job, it's basically like accomplishing two job searches, two job searches in one. So very common, smart thing to do. And I said over half get offers, some don't take them. Sometimes students realize in an internship, this isn't what I want to spend my life doing or spend my, whether it's the company or the job itself. So, which is a great opportunity to find that out in an internship, as opposed to accepting a career position, never having an internship, and then realizing you don't like it. So internships are typically a 3-month commitment, and it's enough to kind of let you know if this is something that appeals to you, both from a job perspective and a company perspective.
Great. And then I have a question for you, Brianna. Having gone through the program almost fully, did you know you wanted to start off as a communication major? And then what drew you to the department as well as Baylor?
So I knew I wanted to be a communication major from high school. I had a teacher back in high school that taught our public speaking class, and he was a comm major, and I really liked what we learned and how he taught and just how engaging he was. So that's what drew me here to become a communication major. As far as Baylor, though, unlike most people, I'm from Waco, and one of my parents works here. So it was very easy for me to just also filter in here. My parents have had season tickets to Baylor since 1999. So we've been longtime fans. Neither of them went to school here, but.
Great, thanks. Any other questions that you guys might have about communications or relationships with faculty members or anything like that that we can help answer as we wrap up before we end the session? Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for being here and kind of talking about the communication department and what you guys offer. For you students, thank you so much for being here on a Saturday morning. We definitely appreciate that for sure. Feel free to join our other sessions that we have going on throughout the rest of your day. Always reach out to us if you guys have any questions about communications, about admissions. We're happy to help answer any questions, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys.